I know I'm killing myself, and I'm helping kill the woman I love.
Sit down right there.
You're making me mad.
All right, this is completely unacceptable.
If Lee wants to mess up his life and his chance, I can't let it destroy mine.
Hey, welcome back to Creation Motivation Podcast. I'm at Lose and Maintain, and today we're talking about my 600-pound life. I talked about Mark in the last episode, and today I wanted to talk about Rena and Lee. Now, this episode, I chose it for a reason because it kind of got to me, like a lot of episodes do, and I wanted to share the episodes that get to me more than others. And this one, I don't know if I could call it motivating. I know parts of it were motivating, but other parts of it, there's a lot of struggles. And it's good to, relate to the struggles as well, because not everyone's perfect. Not everyone's going to be motivated and happy and hit their goals every single time. And we got to learn how to move forward with our goals. So this is Rena and Lee. They're a couple. They're boyfriend and girlfriend, and they're not married yet. Basically, the beginning of the episode, it starts off like every other episode where they're usually in bed waking up and then they take a shower. But Rena, she is wearing an oxygen nasal tube of some kind. So you already see that she's got problems with her lungs and it's hard for her to move. And it's obvious she's overweight, of course, and obese and sick. But then you realize she's actually the one that's taking care of Lee and helping Lee. Because Lee is heavier than her, he's sicker than her. He mentions in the beginning that he is bedbound, practically bedbound. He does get up, but he says that there are several days where he'll just stay in bed. He won't get up at all, unless it's a day where he's going to get up and shower or needs to do something or just move around. And Dr. Now, he has said in several episodes that being bedbound is not good. It decreases the chances that you're going to succeed, that you're going to be able to get out of this addiction cycle that you are in. So right away, I was sympathetic to them both. I was rooting for them because when you see a couple or a family, a mother-daughter, father-daughter, father-son team, I always kind of get excited because I want them to make it. They have been together for quite a while and they're both very obese. And this stemmed from both of them having a traumatic childhood. They grew up with something happening to them. Lee was molested by a family member, and unfortunately that happens way more than we hear about it, and it's very, very sad. And then when Rena, she and her family had trauma too with their mother up and just left them just high and dry and just left them alone. And even a couple years later, her mother called back and talked to her daughter on the phone and told her that she was the reason that she left, that she was the one, it was her fault. And I'm sorry, but I don't care who you are. I don't care if your child did do bad things, even if it was an adult. I don't care. That's one of the most horrible things you could say, especially to a child. And children need guidance, even if they're struggling. They need guidance. They follow their parents. They follow the adult figures in their lives and mold themselves from them. They're molded in whoever they're looking up to, whoever is taking care of them. So saying this kind of thing to a child is going to really mess them up. It's going to affect them for years and years and years. You don't know. So obviously that caused trauma. Both of them had trauma. They eventually gained a lot of weight, became obese. Rena ended up being 280 pounds at 13 years old. And then Lee, he was 14 or 15. He was already 400 something pounds. I don't know. Childhood obesity is really, really sad for me. And it upsets me because these kids, they have their whole lives ahead of them. And the worst thing is once you're obese at a young age, the chance for you staying overweight and obese just doubles and triples for the rest of your life. And that's your whole life just gone. And what they should be doing is having the most fit, healthy time of their life, right? They should be going off on adventures, hiking, going to new places, having fun with their friends, going to dances, all of these things. And instead they are stuck in their house. Lee and Rena, they were both obese into their teens. So that affected them. They grew up, they ended up getting sick. They both ended up in this facility. I guess it's a obesity facility. It's a health facility. It reminds me of the one from 1,000-Pound Sisters with Tammy. She ended up in a facility like this, and that's where she met Caleb when she was on the brink of passing away. And very similar to Tammy and Caleb dating, Lee and Renee fell in love. They met and fell in love over there. Now, this kind of was a red flag moment for me. It just gave me a weird vibe because up until this point, I was rooting for both of them and empathetic to both of them. But Lee made a weird comment here.
I remember meeting Renee for the first time. Her brother was my roommate at the bariatric clinic. And Renee would come in every day and visit Michael, and she would talk to me, and I kind of felt jealous how she would make sure he had what he needed. So then I got to where I'd follow her around, and we were like Bonnie and Clyde.
Renee's brother was staying as a roommate with Lee in this facility. And Renee would come and visit her brother. Of course, she cares for her brother. And we don't know his situation, how his health was. He doesn't have to be on camera, but he's not on camera at all in this. And they don't talk about him too much. So respect his privacy. But she goes and visits him. And Lee makes this remark that he met her over there and was talking with her. And he would feel jealous. He would feel jealous that she wasn't taking care of him the way that she was taking care of her brother or talking to him in the same way, which when you're dating someone for the first time, it makes sense. You're going to be jealous. You're going to wonder, oh, are they committed to me? Are they dating another person? Are they going to end up with me? You know, all these things, which is normal. But what kind of irked me was that it's so early on. They're just meeting and getting to know each other. And she's just visiting her brother. It's not like it's another patient that's not her brother, that's not related. It's her brother, and he's getting these jealousy vibes. And maybe he phrased it wrong. Maybe he meant that he just wants to spend more time with her. I don't know. I give him the benefit of the doubt there. But they ended up dating and falling in love. And for this particular facility in this episode, that is against the rules. And I think a lot of facilities that deal with addiction and sickness, critical sickness, not just any normal sickness, any facility like that is going to have rules in regards to dating, especially among patients. It's one thing to date someone who's, you know, if you're morbidly obese and you decide to date someone who is a health kick junkie who likes to go running and loves to eat healthy, it's a little different because they're going to maybe encourage you to change your life for the better, right? And get better and get more fit and lose weight. And they're gonna try to help you. And if they really, really, truly care about you, they're gonna help you, right? But when it's between two patients that are both suffering the same addiction, it's definitely not recommended. It's gonna be much, much better to wait until you are in a better place. When you have beaten this, when you are coming out of it on the other end and forming healthier habits and losing weight, that's when you can start to think about maybe dating and moving forward. But in this moment, it's kind of a recipe for failure because you're both suffering this disease and you're both having cravings and you're going to be enabling each other and pressuring each other with your cravings. So yeah, I understand where this facility is coming from, but they end up falling in love and dating, and they leave the facility early, which is not recommended at all. And they go home and live together. And unfortunately, as we saw from the beginning of the episode, they're not doing good. They end up gaining weight and getting even bigger than before and even more health problems than before, to the point where they contact Dr. Now. And like every other patient, they go and meet with him, and he tells them they got to lose some weight to prove that they're ready for the surgery mentally and physically, all of these things. And they do really good in the beginning. They actually do really good. They're both losing and they're both working together. And I'm genuinely motivated and rooting for them.
So far, I'm not able to get up and do much. So Renee and me started playing video games that require us to get active. At first, I could only do it for a few minutes. But now we're playing whole games and getting competitive.
Yes.
But by this time next month, I hope to be able to get up and get around the house a little bit for my exercise.
And the score is 163 to 124. I beat you.
How about a rematch?
So kudos on them, but life happens, and this is just another example of it. Things start to happen. Renee ends up getting sick. She has pneumonia in her right lung. Doctor now realizes this and immediately puts her in the hospital because it is contagious, and he says if Lee gets it, there's not a good chance that he would get through it. Not easily, at least. So she just had pneumonia, okay? And pneumonia is no joke. It is very dangerous, especially for someone her size. Lee goes to have the surgery finally, and he does well. In the beginning, he does well, except for, their little hiccups along the way. Their car breaks down, the pneumonia. It's going well. As time goes on, things change again. This happens a lot with these surgeries. Once, or any diet you start, or any goal you start to work towards, where it's changing your life for the better, you get excited in the beginning. You say, okay, I'm working on something that's going to change my life for the good, and everything's going to be great. Everything's going to work out wonderful. But as time goes on and the new reality sets in, and you see the steps you have to take, and you see that it's maybe not as easy as you thought it was going to be, then the motivation goes away. Then the frustration comes out, the impatience. You just want to be at that goal now. You don't want to wait any longer. And this is what I think happens with Lee. And unfortunately, Lee, he has issues with controlling his temper. And this is also something that can crop up after surgery, or anytime you take away any kind of drug vice. When you're going through withdrawal, especially, it's going to change. And when you have food addiction and food issues, you use food as a crutch. You use food for everything. You use it to numb anything bad that happens to you. Anytime you are feeling sad, lonely, angry, depressed, even when you're happy and celebrating, you use food for everything. You keep it close to you. And it becomes like a friend to you, like a best friend. And it's definitely disordered, because that shouldn't be what your relationship with food is. Your relationship should be just, this is energy, and this is going to power my workout, or going to power my day, and that's it. Celebrations, happen, but you shouldn't be that attached, is what I'm saying. And unfortunately, this is America right now. This is all over. This is obesity, the obesity epidemic. It's just normalized now. And oh my gosh, I could rant on this all day, but this is getting long. So I'm going to go back here to Lee. So yes, he does have these violent tendencies, and these things are coming out as, one, surgery is not as exciting anymore, and he's realizing that the cravings aren't going away. He even says this, that he thought the cravings would go away after the surgery, but no, that's not always the case. It definitely reduces your physical capacity to eat, but as far as the mental side, it's not gonna fix your brain. It's not gonna be a magic pill that tells your brain to stop thinking about food, especially if you're severely attached to food. So all of these things are happening, and it's causing these feelings, because without being able to numb the feelings, you got to learn how to deal with them. You got to learn how to cope with them a different way. And unfortunately, Lee deals with them in the completely wrong way. He lashes out at Renee, of course, the person closest to him, who he supposedly loves and cherishes.
Constantly take out on me.
I am not physical with you.
No, you drive me there.
There is nothing to drive a person to physical abuse.
You constantly put me down. Tell me I'm low.
I tell you that?
Yeah.
Well, you tell me on a daily basis how worthless I am.
He uses her as the beating back to release his feelings, to release his pain. And they have this huge fight, okay? And she even comments in the fight that he's violent, that he's hitting her. And that's not right, especially if you love someone. It's never, ever, ever right. And emotionally abusing her, you can tell just from the way he's talking to her in this fight. It's blatantly obvious, because he's on camera, okay? He's being filmed on camera, and he knows this. He knows a bunch of people are going to watch this, but he's so angry in the moment that he lets it slip. So that means he's got to be reserving it. He's got to be holding it in. So we don't know how much worse it is when they're in private. And that's scary to think about, okay? But still, after all this, I am empathetic towards him, and I want him to fix everything and get better. And He does eventually go to a therapist. He sees Dr. Now, and Dr. Now calls him out on all this as well. He ends up gaining weight back after surgery, and Dr. Now's like, how is this possible? You just had weight loss surgery. Meanwhile, Renee lost more than she was supposed to. I think she was supposed to lose 50 pounds, and she ends up losing 60 pounds, way over her goal. She's doing amazing. And you can tell Lee is extremely jealous about that and upset. And he complains to Dr. Now that he's been retaining water and he has been sick. He's been throwing up at the same time because of the surgery. Now that's a big clue here. Dr. Now catches this immediately and calls him out and says, you shouldn't be throwing up.
And now you're playing this kind of game and you think that's okay? How in the world somebody...
I'm playing in a game. I throw up constantly. I eat what I can keep down.
That's how it works. You throw up constantly because the surgery forces you to when you overeat now.
I think my problem is I'm holding a lot of fluid. I can't hardly pee.
Really?
I mean, I don't know what, I mean,
If you're eating the correct amount, your stomach can only hold a certain amount. This means you're overeating. You're stretching out your stomach. You're eating over capacity, and it's causing you to throw up. Now, in the beginning after surgery, the first, let's say, month or so, I don't know the exact number, but there's definitely in the beginning, you're going to have side effects like this where you feel like you got to throw up, where you feel nauseous, where you're just getting used to the new normal. But as time goes on, everything should heal up, and you should really realize what is the correct portion size, what is the correct amount of food for you. So yeah, Dr. Now catches this immediately and calls him out, which I love Dr. Now for. He doesn't take excuses. But yeah, it all kind of goes crazy in the end there. And I do feel bad for him. I genuinely feel bad for him. I'm not trying to make him out to be the bad guy, like TLC kind of shows him as, but he does have issues he needs to work through, especially with Renee, is the person he loves the most. They go to therapy at the end, they talk it out. He does cry and he seems very, very remorseful. Dr. Now makes a comment that he thinks this is not genuine. And I had a little twinge of fear for that too, because sometimes they just say this when they're confronted, or they act like this when they're confronted.
I see what I'm doing wrong. And now I know that I need to change. And I'm very sorry for the way I've treated you, Renee. And I'm going to do my best to do better. I love you.
Just to get it over with and leave again. So hopefully things get better. There is a Where Are They Now episode that I definitely am going to check out soon. I'm not sure when, but I'm definitely going to check it out. And I hope everything works out. The end of the episode seemed very positive. He seems remorseful. He buys Renee flowers, and he just seems like he's turning around and things are getting better. And everything just seems more positive. So I'm really hoping for even more positivity in the next one. I'll watch it and I'll see. And I'm going to wrap it up here. This got way too long. Like I said, this one got to me. This one struck a lot of chords with me and just was emotional, an emotional ride, a roller coaster. So that being said, let's leave this on a positive note. I hope you are having a wonderful, fantastic, amazing day and getting small goals in, no matter how small they are. Think of them as wins. You just make sure they keep adding up over time so that you make progress. You know, motivation is like that. You get little small wins that boost your motivation. You get more confident. Rinse, repeat. So happy goal getting. Have a great, great day. Bye-bye.